Do you have a child whose glass always seems to be half empty? They can see and focus on all the negatives, but they can't get hold of or even see the positives. If that's the case, as a parent, you're probably worried that they'll never be happy. You might also be questioning what you are doing wrong as a parent. If that sounds familiar to you, keep watching because I'm going to share with you a very powerful model that will help. My name is Dr. Hester Bancroft. I'm a chartered psychologist and I've worked with literally hundreds of parents to build their children's resilience and independence. So the model I'm going to share with you today is taken from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and it's called the See, Do, Get model. The C is what visualizing internally, so what we are expecting to happen, our internal dialogue, what we're picturing is going to happen. The do is how we behave when we go out in the world, and the get is what we get back from the world from that, and that feeds back into our C. So we have this constant cycle going. So the first thing that we do before we apply that directly is to work with our child on their understanding of how important positive visualization is. It is used by elite athletes and highly successful entrepreneurs the world over. They recognize that their expectations create their experiences. And this happens because whatever we are expecting is going to happen, whatever the C part is, whatever we're expecting is going to happen, affects how we talk, how we move, and how we respond to others. So the other thing that it'll affect is it'll affect what we pay attention to out in the world because of our belief system around it. So to apply this, I just want to give an example of a normal day. We wake up one day, we might wake up in a grumpy mood, happens to us all. And on that day, because we're in a grumpy mood, we are going to notice all the negative things. We're going to notice that the washing basket is full, that the bills have come in the front door, that there's red traffic lights on the way to work, that when we get into work, we've got all these jobs that we really don't feel like doing. And at the end of that day, we'll say, do you know what, I knew today was just going to be one of those days. We could experience exactly the same day, but for whatever reason, wake up in a great mood. So we spring out of bed and we notice the sun. And if it's not sunny and it's raining, we'll notice the rainbow. We'll notice the call from a friend we get. We'll notice the green traffic lights on the way to work. We'll notice the laugh that we have with a colleague over coffee. So all of these things will affect us. On the end of that day, we'll get to the end of that day and say, do you know what I just knew? I knew today was going to be a great day. But this plays out in every single area of our life. If your child, for example, has got some tests or exams looming and they're worried about them, then they will be, and also if they're holding a belief that they're not good at exams or tests, they will be constantly talking to themselves internally about those exams in a negative way. And they'll be saying things like, I'm going to do really badly, I hate exams, I'm no good at tests, I'm going to mess up, I probably haven't done enough revision, I need to do more, I'm going to get in there, my hands are going to shake, I'm going to feel really nervous, I hate exams. And not only will they have that internal dialogue running, they will be telling other people that's how they're feeling too. So their expectation is that they're going to have a bad experience. That is going to put them in a very unhelpful state. They're going to go into that exam, they're going to feel very nervous, and in all likelihood it'll play out exactly as they expected. Their hands will shake, they will be nervous, they probably won't be able to recall the information that they want to recall even if they've done the work, because they will be in a state of nerves and anxiety. And when we're in that place, we can't access the information we have in our brain as well as we could if we weren't in that place. So they will be setting themselves up for failure. That will feed back to them, or not doing as well as they should, that will feed back to them that they just can't perform in exams. And so the cycle continues. What they need to do is change that internal dialogue to say, I'm going to do the work I need to do, I will get in there, I will do some calm breathing, and I will just let the examiner see everything that I have learned. So just by talking to themselves in that very positive attitude will change how they go into that exam. We hypnotize ourselves every day with that internal dialogue. We need to be very careful what we're saying. So See, Do, Get model applied in another context, one that I absolutely love, is called the teacher expectancy effect, also known as the Pygmalion effect. In the 1970s, a group of psychologists went into a school and they screened their year, equivalent of our GCSE year here. So that's 15 and 16-year-olds, and they screened them and they went to the teachers afterwards and they said, we've screened these students and we have identified the top 20% of academic bloomers. We are not going to tell the students, we're just telling you. What we are going to do is come back and just do some observations at the back of the classroom throughout the year, and then we'll come back and rescreen them at the end. So Julia went about doing all of that, and at the end of the school year they came back and they rescreened the students, and sure enough, these 20% of students had academically bloomed. All of them had outsurpassed their peers significantly. What they then shared with the teachers was that these students were picked entirely at random, and what changed was how the teachers responded to them because of their own belief system about them. They found they gave them more materials, they gave them more time, but most importantly of all, they told them that they believed in them. So whenever a student was struggling to push through something or feeling frustrated, the teacher would stand there and say, "I know you can do this, I believe in you." So the act of telling the teachers changed what they believed about those students. It changed their behaviour and it changed what they got back. So for your child, make sure that when they are worried about something or they're thinking about something and they have a negative dialogue around it, get them to tell you exactly how it would feel if it worked out just as they wanted to. And by doing that, you will be hugely setting them up for success. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching. If you have found it helpful, do feel free to take a look at my website, which is www.effectivesteps.com, and I hope to see you again.